all you mini gamers? Kane vs. Gaming here, back with another Minecraft mod video. Now today, pig. Now today, we're going to be reviewing the RWBY mod, or RWBY. For those of you who don't know, RWBY is an anime, which is pretty cool. A lot of action, stuff like you should really go check it out. I probably won't. But anyways, it adds a bunch of new weapons, new mobs, and a whole new dimension, which we're going to check out later. Now, the first off, let's get to the new items. These back here, these are just like blocks and stuff that you make from the... Get out here. This is dust. Will you get out of here? Stupid pig. Anyways, this is dust. Now with dust dust is used for all of the crafting recipes. You cannot make anything in this mod without dust. Now, fire dust. Use fire dust to create crescent rose parts and gamble shroud parts, which those are part of weapons I'm going to show you later on. You also use to create imbecilia part. Wait. Yeah. Sell it there? Celsius? Let me just say Celia. Use those great Celia parts, which are also part of weapons. Also, you'll use it to make rose iron, which you also need for more weapon, more stuff. Yeah. You just make rose iron, and fire dust. And you get fire dust from the mobs that... I'm going to show you the mobs. And they despawn. Great. Ice dust you use frost. You make frost iron out of it. Yeah, frost iron. You use frost iron to make these parts, or also part of a weapon. Let's just say, for the sake of it, all these are part of a weapon, except for this one. This one doesn't have a crafting. Storm dust doesn't really have anything yet, because this mod is sort of still in development, because it's sort of new and stuff, and so it's a show. But I read the forums, and they're gonna add like a bunch of new great things to it and stuff. And so far, it's pretty awesome. And psychic dust also does not have a crafting recipe yet. In this just ingots stuff. Now we get to the weapons. Wait, no, we'll save weapons for last. Yeah, we'll save weapons for last. We'll get to the mobs now. Now, the first mob we're getting to is the henchmen. Now, the henchmen, they're sort of like these evil bad guys and stuff, and these evil bad guys and they drop their weapons that they have in their hand. Right now, they're holding swords, but they also have axes that they sometimes use and they drop. And yeah, pretty cool. Now, the next thing we're going to get to is called the giant armor. Now, the giant armor is pretty giant. Yeah. And if you're wondering what this stuff is, he doesn't actually drop it. It's called, slow ice? Yeah, slow ice. There's no crafting recipe for it. I guess you gotta just find it. It's like cobweb mixed with ice. And that's bad. Very bad. Now, what the giant armor does, he drops giant armor. He drops his chest plate and his helmet and his sword. Sometimes. The rest of the time, he just drops dust. And he is a boss, as you can see. And he only spawns in the other dimension, which we're going to get to. And he does not like the confrontational for some reason. They don't like each other at all. So let me just do this. Have fun. And see, he just one-shot that guy. He drops dust. He drops sun dust, and he drops movement dust. Now this guy is a Beowulf, a polar Beowulf. And he spawns everywhere, mostly in caves though. And he can spawn in the daytime, but it's very rare. See, these guys, these guys are jerks. The real jerks. They cheat. You know what? I'm just gonna get this. Yeah. Now, the giant sword, since I didn't fully cover that, giant sword, it does 14 attack damage, and you can only get it from him. But his armor, unfortunately, doesn't, it's okay. Like, his armor, well, his helmet and his chest plate have the same protection as iron. So I guess that's sort of good, but to be able to get it, you have to actually kill him. And there's no guarantee that he'll drop it. So he'll drop it sometimes, or sometimes he won't. Let's see what if he drops it this time. Okay, he dropped his helmet. And this is what that looks like. Yeah. So it covers up your whole face. Your whole face is gone. Faces no more. No more face. No more face. Finally, let's get to the weapon. Now the first thing we have here is called the Crochet Moors. It's a long sword with a shield. So, with a shield sheath. You guys mixed up. Try saying shield sheath 3 times fast. You try saying. Can't do it. Now, shield sheath, the long sword with a shield sheath, or the Crochet Moors, does 12 attack damage, and it looks like this. Doesn't really do much, but it looks pretty awesome. Does quite a bit of damage. Does some damage. Damage is fun. It's fun doing damage. I'm just gonna spawn these and 2 hits. And as you can, I guess when you attack one of them, you attack them all, like some pigment or whatever. Now the next weapon we got here is the Gamble Shroud. And to make this, you need 3 Gamble Shroud parts. To make the first part, you just need 3 Shadow Iron. And to make Shadow Iron, you just iron and coal. Make Shadow. Yeah. Now next, to make the second part, you need Frost Iron. And to make Frost Iron, you need Ice Dust and Iron Ingot. It makes the second Gamble Shroud. The third one is a little more complicated. You need 4 Shadow Iron, 2 Frost Iron, and 1 Fire Dust. And it gives you the third Gamble Shroud part. And you put them together like this to get this sword. But it's not just a sword. See, if you shift, right click, it turns into an even smaller sword. You can do a little bit more stuff with it. Sort of pushes you back. Well, like, when you block with it, sends you backwards as like sort of a defense mechanism or something like that. And when you shift right click again, it turns into a gun. Yeah. But not just any gun, a gun that shoots fire charges. How would you like to shoot fire charges at stuff? And it's not affected by water, so that's even better. It means you can shoot these squids. Shoot the squids. Shoot the squids. There you go. Now, the downside to these guns is that they actually push you back every time you shoot them, which it's not always a bad thing, but it's not always a good thing either. See? Hold it all the way back. It pushes you back just a little bit, but I guess it's because I was on ice, so it's amplified or something like that. And this does 17 attack damage. That's a lot. And if you hit with it, it automatically turns back into the sword. Whoops. And there you go. Got your sword back. It's pretty acid. Now, next thing is the Ember Celsia, or whatever. It does 13 attack damage, and it looks like this. It's like a gauntlet. It goes in your arm. That's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome, if I say so myself. And just like the Gamble Shroud, actually, lit that tree on fire. Huh. Just gonna walk away. That never happened. But just like the Gamble Shroud, it shoots fire charges when you right click, but it does not turn into a sword or a different weapon because it's a weapon on its own. It's a fist. You rule with an iron fist or a golden fist. Let's test this out, shall we? Oh, I guess when you punch with it, it sort of pushes you forward. Or when you... Look at the little baby henchman. Oh, but it's still creepy, so I'm just gonna... Yeah. Now the next weapon we have is the Magnahide. Magnahild. And just like in the description, it says it's a grenade launcher hammer. It does 13 attack damage. So if it's a grenade launcher hammer, then that means it must shoot something explosive, correct? Let's see what it shoots. With a skeleton skulls. And they explode on impact, which is awesome. They don't really do too much exploding, but exploding, so that's pretty good. And they have no gravity, so you can shoot them at however far you want. But I don't think they affect stone. Nope, does not affect stone, or iron, or any other ores for that matter. Less. It apparently affects those. And what? It turned all of them into frost iron. What? I don't. Well, there's a bug. Apparently, if you shoot these blocks with this hammer gun, all the blocks turn to frost iron. Huh. Now, next weapon we're getting to is the, how do you pronounce this? Midternaster, Myternaster, Myrotenaster, whatever. It's something. Alright, it's something. Now, this really doesn't have any special abilities. All it does is sort of like push you forward. And I guess that's kind of fun. Like, say you want to go somewhere, but you don't feel like walking or running or holding down that control button. So, you just hold this, and boom. And I'm ice skating. Up. Uh-oh, accidentally went into the other dimension. Yeah, no. Not getting to that yet. We'll get to it later, not getting to it yet. Yeah, that's all this really does. It does 14 attack damage. And to craft it, you need 3 parts, just like all the other weapons. And to make the first part, 3 frost iron, second part, 7 frost iron, 2 movement dust, third part, 6 frost iron, and 1 movement dust. And put them all together, and you get this. And no, these do have charges, so I don't know, would they use, I want to see this. Test. Do they use the charges? I don't get it. I don't get it. Let me out. Now the next one we have is the Stormflower. The Stormflower is pretty cool. It's a dual pistol, and it does 18 attack damage when you hit with it. Just like the others, shoots fire charge. It does not change into a weapon, so it's not really too much. But the design on it is pretty cool, pretty awesome. Yeah, pretty awesome. And to make this, sort of cool because it's in a gun shape. Has more parts than the others. Apparently you can't make the first one. Oh. Yeah, apparently this does not have a crafting recipe yet. Or maybe it does and he drops on a mob. Okay. Maybe they're working on that or something. I don't know. But the next thing we have is Milo and Akuyu. I don't know how to pronounce that second word. Okay? Alright. Does 13 attack damage. And pushes you back. That's not all it does. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like when you shift and right click. It turns into a shotgun. Shotgun. And what it do? Shoots fire charges, but faster than the others. Well, that one wasn't too fast, but first one was. Just like that one. It's pretty cool, pretty cool. Crafting recipe, doesn't have one. Just still working on that. Yeah. Now, this one, and my favorite one, is called the Crescent Rose. High caliber sniper sight. Now this is sort of the main weapon of the show. Ruby's weapon, who's also the main character. And it looks like this. Who wouldn't want this weapon? I mean, just look at it. It's a sight. And it turns into a gun. I know I would want this. And on top of that, it does 20 attack damage, making this the strongest weapon in the mod. But with a strong weapon comes a big crafting recipe. That's 6 parts that you have to make. To make the first part, 5 iron and 2 rose iron. Second part, 6 rose iron, 2 shadow iron, 1 fire dust. Pressing another part, 4 rose iron, 2 shadow iron, 1 iron ingot. Another part, 3 rose iron, 2 shadow iron, 4 shadow, 3 rose, 2 iron, and 3 iron, 2 shadow, 1 fire dust. This is a very expensive weapon, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I mean, just, wouldn't you want to have this? Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, I was a little surprised at the end, which I'm not going to show you. I'm going to show you after we go through the dimension, which the dimension is sort of still in development. So, it doesn't really have too much. Right now, the dimension is just a bunch of snow everywhere. And fog. Lots and lots of fog. And ice. Snow, ice, and fog. That is the only thing that's in the dimension right now. I mean, of course, mobs still, well, only 2 mobs, only 2 mobs spawn here. That's just the Beowulf and the armor. And look, a tree. A single tree. What is this? Nope. Oak. No special tree. Regular old oak tree. And this looks so similar to... No, it's just a plain old ice, snowy, plain biome. Yeah. Now it seems I forgot to show y'all how to craft the Ember Cecilia, the Ember Cecilia. Yeah, that's what it's called, the Ember Cecilia. To make this, it needs to have this exact crafting recipe. To make these, 4 light iron, 2 shadow iron, and to make these, 6 light iron and 3 fire dust. And to make the Crocea Morris, you just need this. It's pretty simple. Still don't have a crafting recipe. So, guess you can't craft that. Yeah. Now it's the end of the mod case, the mod showcase. And remember that surprise I told you about? Yeah, we're finally getting to it. And as you notice, I'm a little bit higher, a little bit taller. That's because I'm an anime. I'm an anime. Look at me. Now this isn't part of the mod. This is a whole different mod that I was going to do separately, and sort of lagging a bit. But since it just has one purpose, and that's just this is a custom Steve mod, it just sort of changes character to this anime girl. Don't know why. And it's a little bit weird because and it's a little bit weird because she doesn't. It just. No. And look at this. Look at the swimming animation. It's just ridiculous. Like, the the design of this mod is pretty cool. Like I give props to whoever created this, but it's just a little derpy. I'm jumping and she's walking. Look. I'm walking on air. Gotta feel something easy. The reason I want to show it with this mod is because I have figured a bunch of 3 animations like this, they would go great with the anime, right? I was wrong. I was so wrong. See, the thing about Cousin Steve mod is, it makes everything bigger. Like, what is that? What? Don't know the... What? Yeah, that's just one I want to show you guys. Thought maybe you'd enjoy it or something. I'll put the link to both of these mods in the description. Yeah. So make sure you check them out and stuff. They're pretty cool. They're pretty awesome. I can see RWBY maybe being part of a sort of mod pack or survival series or something like that. Which I would do a survival series, but my computer sucks and it couldn't handle it. And now I'm stuck in ice. So, on that note, I think I'm just, yeah. This is Kane vs. Gaming signing off. See you in the arcade, all you mini gamers.